All right, everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Captain Crush. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. We're breaking down the Chiefs versus the Broncos. Can we get a dumpster fire? Absolutely we can, because we got another primetime stinker. I'm not sure what we did to deserve this as fantasy football fans, but it seems every primetime game is absolute garbage. I'm gonna go over 2 to 3, maybe 5. We'll see how this goes. I do all these live, unfiltered, unscripted proposition. Maybe we get a sweep, maybe we get clocked, maybe we get a W, maybe we're hit eating L's. We'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, the fact of the matter is this: you, the viewer, script your game narrative the way you think it's gonna go and proceed to smash that trigger. Now, first things first, what we need to do is check out these projections. We got Jerry Jeudy with 62.8 yards receiving, Courtland Sutton 55.9 receiving yards, so we automatically know those two are going to be in play. 4 receptions for both, roughly 4.5 for each. Let's just call it 4. And then we got a Marvin Mims dart throw with 3 receiving targets and possibly 2 catches. These are my projections anyway. Feel free to add or subtract whatever you think's going to happen. But one thing that I want to point out, Russell Wilson, 33 pass attempts, 22 completions, 236 passing yards, and 17 fantasy points. Absolutely, these are what I haven't projected for. And as you can see, Courtland Sutton, who just came off a stinker, projected for 13. So right out of the gate, I'm letting you know. By the way, Williams was questionable when I did this, so McLaughlin, he's going to be a little bit boosted. Put that out and give it to Williams. I'm not sure yet. I'll rerun it. For now, my game script is going to be the obvious one. Chiefs come out there, they do what they do, they get a W, they ground and pound, and it's going to force Wilson to be throwing. So I automatically know. I see Wilson. He's got 22 completions, 33 pass attempts, 236 yards. Normally, this is colored red because I wouldn't like that. That's not enough. But his proposition line is like 219, so you better believe we're targeting it. And speaking of those Chiefs, let's go look at them. We got Rashee Rice, everyone's favorite darling last week. 4.5 receiving targets, 3 receptions, 32 yards, 8 fantasy points. I have it colored yellow here because that's basically a dart throw. Anything in green is good value. Blue is going to be a core play, and red is basically just stay the heck away. Pat Mahomes, 307 yards passing. Can you hear what I just said? 307 yards passing. Granted, this is just a simulation. His proposition, I believe, is 268. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I agree or disagree. This is the deal. Denver is terrible. Dead last against the run. The Broncos, absolutely. Pacheco should have his way, but Mahomes hasn't had that big blow-up game yet. He should be able to break this team wide open. I honestly think if he's going to go off, it will be against the Broncos. So I'm absolutely going to have a few where I script it where he does go off, and I will be taking more on his passing yard, okay? Pacheco, 96 rush yards. He is PrizePicks taco this week. Unfortunately, you hate to see it. Hopefully, he doesn't have that curse like he had last time. I fully expect him to have a great game this week, and I will be putting my coin on it, and that is what I do, baby. And then we got everybody's favorite Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, 89 receiving yards and 20 fantasy points. So now that we have that in mind, let's get cooking. By the way, I release projections like that for every player, for every NFL game, every Sunday and primetime game. You got to join my Discord, CaptainCrush.net. Get your fannies over there and let's crush together. So right out of the gate, let's say we script a boat race for the Chiefs. We would take Mahomes, more 268.5 passing. We'd throw Kelce in there, 67.5 yards receiving, maybe a little bit of Rice, 30.5 receiving. Yes, this would be how the Chiefs boat race the Broncos right here. Pat Mahomes throws for 268, 67.5 for Kelce, but clear that away because I'm not doing it. This is the script that I'm going to be taking right here. Russell Wilson, more 219.5. I know it's disgusting anytime you roster Russell Wilson. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be fun, but that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this because it's value. 219 for a guy who has a ceiling of 300 plus, who Miami has a good defense. The Commanders, they just got tossed by the Bears, but they do have a decent defense. Okay, Chicago, nah. Jets, that game was all over the place. It wasn't a real. Javonte was out. It's the Jets. Anything can happen. I'm taking Russell Wilson. If he sells me, and I'm gonna pair him with the man who did absolutely nothing last week, Courtland Sutton. Look at this: 13 yards versus the Jets, 27 versus the Bears, 91-66. This is the lowest his line has been in a while. I'm assuming that it's gonna go up after this week if he does go off. So you can target either one of these two gentlemen right here. So it'd be Russell Wilson, Sutton, Sutton, and Judy, whatever you want to call him. I'll just call him Jerry Judy. That would be your 3 Broncos. And then you could run the other side just like this. You take Pacheco, who opened in the 60s the other day, by the way. I got him for 67, thank God. It's a 10-yard bump. I'm still taking it. I don't love it. But again, Denver has been getting shredded by rushing teams, by the running back. They give up the most. They're the worst. They can't defend it. So you got to target Pacheco and just swallow that pill. It doesn't feel good, but this is the business that we're in. So you just got to take it, and that's that. And then Jerick McKinnon in that same coin. I've been taking less on Jerick McKinnon's rushing yards because they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire back there. They have Pacheco. McKinnon's a third down back, and he's used primarily in the passing game. It was at 12.5 the other day. Then it was at 9.5. Now it's all the way down to 8.5. He had 7 last week. I do believe he can go off, but I'm going to ride that train till I'm forced off because that's what I do. So give me less. Jerick McKinnon, 8.5 rush yards. Folks, it's a same game parlay. There ain't much we can do here. So we got to get creative, and taking more on Pacheco and less on McKinnon, it doesn't seem logical, right? But again, it's a same game parlay. If you want, throw both of these out and you could literally just go and hopefully this puppy shoots out and you just throw in Mahomes there, and you don't even have to pair Mahomes with any other receiver. I know that's bad correlation, and I'm all about correlation, but Mahomes spreads the ball around so much that he could cover 269 pass yards and you won't be able to find the right receiver to get it because he could throw 30 here, 30 there, 60 there, a 95-yard bomb to nobody you've ever heard of, and that's just how Mahomes rolls. You love to see it, okay? And the final script that you could do is going to be the one where you do the unthinkable. Pacheco less, Mahomes more, Russell Wilson more. I'm just kidding. We're not doing any of that because we're not planning for that scenario. Now, I want to talk about DraftKings real quick. You know what? Before I do that, I want to talk about something else. We do have NBA preseason, and I'm going to give you a free one here. Listen, I've been having a little bit of success in NBA pre so far. I don't put a lot of coin on it. I gave you a free slip on Twitter. It went 2x. The 2-man cashed for 3x. If you're not following me on Twitter, I am Captain Crush. I'm going to be posting all NBA season long there. 1 or 2 free plays a day. Now, on my Twitter today, I gave you Peyton Pritchard more 15.5, but now he's at 17.5 points. So I don't know what to do there. I don't know if I'm going to eat that bump. It's unfortunately, but again, that's why you got to be following me on Twitter. It's still in play. I think they ruled a lot of people out. That's why he's off the board. Tyrese Maxey, I have him at 20.5 and I took less. I'm not going to take less at 18.5. I'm not going to double down. But if you're looking for a pair, let's see here. Yeah, all these are hot garbage. This is why you got to get in early. But I did want to talk about Peyton Pritchard. I have him at 15.5, but it's 17.5. I guess it's still in play. But I want to say something about preseason. A lot of the lines are low, and they're low for a reason. People keep showing on Twitter. They keep hammering the overs on all these people. Yesterday, everybody was taking over on Luka. What are you smoking? What were you thinking? I question your knowledge if you know anything at all about NBA or sports betting if you took over on Luka yesterday. No, the play was under, and it was so obvious. My freaking dog could have known that. Come on. Whoever your favorite capper is, if you had over on Luka yesterday, uninstall and block him. Thank me later because he will shell you all NBA season long. And there's only one GOAT for NBA, and you're looking at him. I say all that, and Peyton Pritchard will probably go out there and sell tonight. But now let's go. Let's bless the faithful that are tuning into NFL today. Let's see if we can get some WNBA since the NBA preseason board is bumped to crud. But yeah, I'll talk about 1 or 2. Jackie Young, more 5 rebounds. This line was at 4, and then it went to 4.5, and now it's at 5. And I'm not talking this game. I'm talking about a few games prior. Look at this last 5. Ooh, green peppers. You hate to see it. Dallas gives up less rebounds than New York Liberty, so I'm still going to ride that train till I'm forced off. And then I'm going to go over here to Stewie Younger? No, Brianna Stewart. Stewie Younger's a poker player that's no longer with us. 21 points. I will be taking more, and I'm going to ride that train too because she needs to win. If they go down 2 over, GG's, you did it. It's over. And then I'm going to go back to Betnesia Laney, who sold the bag last game. At 11 points, she was at 17, 16. Now she's at 15.5. I'm going to take my chances with more. If she sells, well, by God in heaven, she sells. And last, if you don't want to touch her rebounds, you can take less on her points. That's way too high for her season averages. And I'm going to throw one more in for good measure. And that's the queen herself, Asia Wilson, 44 fantasy score. Whenever it's on the board, it's in play, folks. It's that simple. simple. She's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret Hart style. I had Las Vegas Aces winning the championship from day one. Go back to all my earlier videos where I told you guys to bet them outright to win, and you would be shipping it because they're taking this thing down. I think so. And you know what? Since I'm in a groove, I'm going to go right back to NFL, and I'm going to give you guys one Sunday play. Listen, by the way, I went for NFL Week 5 past Sunday. I gave out 30 props in my Discord. You heard that right. 30, and 22 of them cashed. Show me another capper that gives out 30 props on Sunday that cashes for 22. Nobody does that because it's absolutely insane to do. But I do it. Why? Because I want to give my audience variety. I want to give you guys a chance to make your own reads. So I give you a bunch of plays so you can find the ones you like, because you'll always feel more confident taking your own reads, and you'll always feel better win, lose, or draw when you take your own plays. I'm just there to guide you. The invisible hand, laissez-faire as you will, if you know anything about economics. Cooper Kupp, more 87.5 receiving yards. That's probably my favorite play on the board. Last week he did okay. This week I think he crushes. That's going to be the game of the week for me. If it chalks, I'm going to lose a lot of coin on DraftKings. And with that in mind, let's segue right over to DraftKings, because that is what I need to do. We have a showdown slate. Showdown means you get a captain and you get 5 slots underneath, and you hope to ship all the coin. $3, 20 lineups, $60 total. First place is $40K. It's most likely going to be chopped, but guess what? Somebody's going to win it. And if you chop $40K 100 ways, do you really care? It's $4K a piece, but it'll be more than that because you'll get first, second, third, fourth, and so forth. So the object of the game here, you get 50,000 US dollars. No, you get 50,000 Monopoly money, and your job is to create a team with the captain that gets 1.5x the points, but also costs 1.5x amount of money. So you want to think about what other people are going to be doing, and you want to adapt and respond. But the first thing you need to do is script the game. So if we go with the game script and we think that the Chiefs are just going to run house and then ground and pound, you'd want to take a Pacheco captain. You'd want to take a Russell Wilson, and then you'd want to pair Wilson with one of his pass catchers, okay? So who's the cheaper of the two, Judy or Sutton? Judy's probably the better play, but give me the discount with Sutton. I don't recommend playing defenses because I think that's a fool's errand, but for whatever reason this year, the defenses have been crushing. If you want to throw the Chiefs defense in there, since you have a Pacheco at captain, it does correlate correctly. It is decent, okay? So these are the core 4 that you'd want to be doing probably. Maybe not the Chiefs defense, but definitely Pacheco captain, Wilson, and Sutton, if that's how you script it. If you think it's going to go the other way, you could throw Wilson at captain and go the total opposite route and shock the world if the Broncos win. Remember, any given Sunday, anything can happen. It happens all the time. Upsets happen. People don't realize it, but it happens all the time. And I will see if there's any 200 crappers that we need to be talking about. Maybe Humphrey at 200 if you need some salary relief. Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 1,000. That would be another one of your dumpster fire ones that you could go down and get in the mud. I'll have more DraftKings breakdown for Sunday on a future video, but for now, I just wanted to get this out there for you guys. Remember, we have NBA season coming up in NFL, and if you want to get in, CaptainCrush.net, go there. It'll take you over to my Dub Club. $24.99 a month gets you all my plays, projections, and that's a wrap. I also do exclusive live streams there, and you have access to me 24/7. I'm always active. I'm always answering your questions. Listen, loyalty is hard to come across in this industry, and a lot of the people that are in this industry have no idea what they're talking about. So I appreciate the ones that keep following me and keep supporting me. You guys mean the world to me, and you're the reason why I do this. Good luck. I hope you crush tonight. Here's your salute, and as always, let's crush.